Thank you. Welcome to the City of Escondido Zoning Administrator meeting. Today's date, June 11th, 4 o'clock. Let's call this meeting to order. My name is Derek Smith. I'm the city planner, and I'll be functioning as the zoning administrator for today. We do have two items on the docket for discussion. Before we get into that, I just want to quickly, for the record, go through and identify who is here for everyone's sake.
Angel Estrada, witness.
Jesus Huerta, Associate Planner.
Alex Nunez, Chief Operating Officer at Neighborhood Healthcare.
Sean McCarran, Facilities Construction Manager, Neighborhood Healthcare.
Daniel Riedel, Architect at Great.
Thank you so much. The first agenda item is identified as PL 25-0368, is the Neighborhood Healthcare Minor Conditional Use Permit and Design Review Permit. I will go ahead and turn it over to planning staff to provide an overview of the proposal.
Thank you, Zoning Administrator. For the record again, my name is Jesus Huerta, Associate Planner for the City of Escondido. I am presenting item PL 25-0368, which is a request by Neighborhood Healthcare for a minor conditional use permit to allow for the continued operation of a large medical clinic with indoor improvements to accommodate for an adult daycare, and a design review permit for the construction of an outdoor patio shade structure. The site is located on the south side of Escondido Creek, north of East Valley Parkway, between North Date Street and North Elm Street, addressed as 425 North Date Street, Escondido. The property has a general plan designation of Specific Plan Area 16 and is zoned Specific Plan. Based on research conducted by city staff, the existing medical office use has been operating since 1998. The medical clinic's governing document is the East Valley Specific Plan, which provides a list of permitted and conditionally permitted uses. Under the East Valley Specific Plan, the land use designation for the medical office is mixed use. This land use designation does allow a blend of multifamily residential with other compatible uses. The land use table permits the use of medical offices, but with the approval of a conditional use permit. The applicant submitted a request for a conditional use permit to construct an outdoor patio shade structure, indoor improvements to accommodate an adult daycare, and for the continued operation of the use for a medical clinic. The existing two-story medical office is approximately 18,814 square feet in gross floor area, 9,581 square feet building footprint with a 9,233 square foot second floor, and would add approximately 810 square feet to the building footprint for a total of 10,391 square feet. The operational plan for the existing operating medical office building provides details on how a portion of the medical office will continue to function as it has been functioning as a standard medical clinic services, outpatient primary care, and the other portion of the medical building will provide medical clinic services specifically for older adults that require rehabilitation services and daytime medical oversight. Daytime medical oversight includes primary medical care, recreation, therapy, nutrition, social programming, and other services. The entire medical clinic will operate from Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The medical clinic expects to accommodate an additional 325 patients with an average daily attendance of at least 170 patients with staggered arrival and departure times to help manage occupancy and traffic flow. The operational plan also states that the clinic will provide transportation operations for some patients that would benefit from being picked up and dropped off. As part of the city's review, staff reviewed and analyzed the project under the city's general plan and zoning requirements for the project. The project complies with all zoning and specific plan standards as discussed in the staff report. As part of the city's review, staff evaluated the amount of parking that is required for the medical clinic and any potential impacts from the requested conditional use permit. Based on the medical clinic calculation and only counting areas in both floors that are considered medical offices, The site has an excess 21 parking spaces. Additionally, the medical clinic will work to stagger the arrival and departure times of patients to help manage occupancy and traffic flow. The project has been conditioned to comply with the operations plan, and any future physical expansion may result in a modification to the CUP. Conditions of approval have been included in the project to ensure compliance with the zoning code and all requirements. Based on the information in this presentation and as detailed in the staff report, staff recommends approval of the project and requests that the zoning administrator adopt resolution number 2026-09, approving the continued operation of the medical clinic, indoor improvements to accommodate an adult daycare, and for the construction of an outdoor patio shade structure. Staff and representatives for the applicant are present for any additional questions. Thank you.
Thank you. On the applicant's end, do you have anything you want to clarify or add? And the floor is yours for a few minutes if you want to speak to the proposal.
You were pretty thorough in terms of the project scope, and just appreciate the support of us being able to bring this type of center to Escondido that focuses on older adults, 55 years of age and older. So,
Okay. No, thank you. Are you aware if we've gotten anything additional as far as public testimony?
No comments.
Right, let the record show that we have no additional written or oral testimony provided at this time. I'll go ahead and close the hearing. No, thank you, staff, for the analysis. I've had a chance to review the request. Personally, I don't have any questions or concerns at this time. I do intend to approve this project, again, based upon your application material, staff analysis, as identified as the attachments. Again, we've got a notice of exemption entered into the record, and with resolution 2026-09, we'll be approving it, which does reference the legal description, findings of fact, the project plans, as well as the conditions of approval references Exhibit D in that. For the applicant, please note that the approval will identify today's date. The effective day is basically 10 days out. We do have an appeal period of 10 days we're trying to accommodate, so the effective days would be really 22nd, 10 days from now. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much.
appreciate it.
If you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to reach out to me.
Will do. Thank you.
Appreciate all the help.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a great day.
Thank you very much.
All right, the second item on the agenda is case number PL 26-0006 as an extension of time for the Iris condominiums. Let the record show that we do not have an applicant representative available to make it today, or members of the public present for supportive or opposition testimony, but I will turn it over to staff to provide an overview of the project.
Thank you, Zoning Administrator. For the record again, my name is Jesus Huerta, Associate Planner for the City of Escondido, and I am presenting on PL 26-006, which is for an extension of time to extend the approval of a tentative subdivision map for a 102-unit condominium project on a 7.7 gross acre site for 6 years. The project site is located on the west side of North Iris Lane, north of Cheyenne Lane, south of Village Road, with 4 addresses: 2039 North Iris Lane, 2047 North Iris Lane, 2085 North Iris Lane, and 2089 North Iris Lane. The site is in the Urban 3 General Plan Land Use Designation and is zoned Plan Development Residential 14.16. On January 11th, 2023, the City Council adopted resolutions number 2023-03 and resolution number 2023-04 and ordinance 2023-03, approving the project of 102 condominium units on a 7.7 gross acre site with a density of 14.6 dwelling units per acre. The adoption and approval included the annexation of subject properties/territories into the City of Escondido, a general plan amendment for the modification to the general plan map from suburban S to urban 3. The pre-zoning to planned development residential, 14.6. The tentative subdivision map, master and precise development plan, and the final environmental impact report, including the CEQA findings of fact and the mitigation monitoring and reporting program. The effective date of the approval was on March 10th, 2023, and per the conditions of approval, the approval for the tentative subdivision map and the master and precise development plan is valid for 36 months from the effective date. The applicant submitted an application prior to expiration and within 4 months of the expiration date. The city's municipal code states tentative maps may be extended for a period or periods not exceeding a total of 6 years. The cumulative extension period for the tentative map subject to this extension request is 6 years, not leaving any additional years available for future extension of time request. Although the code also permits for modification of the conditions if needed, city staff did not modify the original conditions of approval from the tentative maps approval. As part of the original approval, City Council certified the final EIR and adopted CEQA findings of fact and MMRP. Pursuant to CEQA guidelines, no subsequent negative declaration was prepared for the project since findings were made that subject project will rely on a previously certified EIR and is in compliance with CEQA. As part of the city's review, staff evaluated the reason for the request of an extension, and the applicant intends on moving forward with the project and submit for all required permits. The request for the extension complies with the requirements of the city's municipal code, and that the period of no more than 6 years is exceeded by this request. Additionally, the applicant does not propose a new design of the map and will conform with the previously approved tentative map. Conditions of approval have not been modified, and the project complies with all the findings made for the original approval. Conditions of approval have been included in the project to ensure compliance with the zoning code and all requirements. Excuse me. Based on the information in this presentation and as detailed in the staff report, the staff recommends approval of the project and requests that the zoning administrator adopt resolution number 2026-08 approving the extension of time expansion to extend approval of the tentative map for 102 unit condominium project on a 7.7 gross site for 6 years as conditioned. Staff and representatives, staff is here, and that concludes my presentation. If you have any questions, let me know.
Thank you, Jesus. I want to let the record show that we have received some written testimony this afternoon from an adjacent neighbor identified as Ray, last name Bialk. This individual is expressing concern regarding the Beezer Homes project, more specifically concerning disruption of the native plants and history. He's identified the hope of saving some of the oak trees on the property. Since he's not here at current time, we'll generally have discussion on just vegetation retention removal from staff. Jesus, I guess, could you just briefly speak to how the city deals with not even specifically this property itself, but for projects in general? I guess the intent of keeping vegetation such as older, larger trees when we can, and replanting on site where possible, or mitigating off site.
Sure. If we try to retain trees, mature trees specifically, especially the protected oak trees, on site. If it's not possible and it impacts the design of the project, we do have a process where we require the replacement of mature trees at a 1:1 ratio, and mature protected trees, and this includes oak trees, at a 2:1 ratio off-site. They have different options. We have different programs of replanting these and replacing them off-site. But as far as this project, it was conditioned with this mitigation that they will be replacing any impacted trees and protected trees at those ratios mentioned.
Thank you. All right. I guess you go ahead and I guess formally close the hearing, and then we have bodies represented here. I have had the chance to, again, review the full record. That's inclusive of the original application, again, the prior staff analysis going through Planning Commission and Council from 2022 through 2023, and up to current time with the current analysis in this staff report. I do intend to grant approval of this time extension per resolution 2026-08. So that's a 6-year time extension. The approvals today, the effective date is the 22nd of June. The 6-year time extension will span to March 10th, 2032. And again, that's also included within the resolution are the legal description for the subject property, the findings of fact and factors to be considered, certified tentative plat map, and then all the conditions of approval that have previously been imposed on that project. So that is approved. Showing there are no further items for today's agenda, I will go ahead and adjourn the meeting. Thank you.